Albert is one of our geriatric cats. He is 16 years of age, suffers from a number of health challenges, including arthritis and an insatiable appetite. So he does need to eat multiple times a day. He is no longer on dry food, so all the food that you're seeing are either freeze-dried bits and pieces or other types of meat that are not your typical kibble. So this is the first time Albert's been introduced to this puzzle. He knew that there was food coming because he smelled it and he heard the packages, but he wasn't sure of the food delivery. In this area of the house, we are in a very quiet area, which is something that Albert needs, so that goes into his enrichment program. He needs to stay focused. He gets irritated and frustrated very easily. So we make sure that he has a lot of encouragement. But this is the first time he's been exposed to this purchase puzzle feeder.
There you go.
So you're going to hear a lot of encouragement from me, a lot of redirecting. Albert responds really well to that. Some of our other cats do not. Some of the other cats I have to be very quiet while they're doing their enrichment or they get distracted. Hocus Pocus is here, keeping an eye on making sure there's no food going to waste. She and Albert have a very good relationship, which is why she's allowed to be in this room. If it were the other cats, Hocus would not, I would not encourage her being there. But again, Albert responds really well to verbal reinforcement from me. So you're going to hear a lot of that in this video. He responds really well to me encouraging him and praising him and redirecting him. So in this activity, we are using Albert's as many of the senses that we can. So we have tactile, we have scent, of course we have taste. We really want to encourage him also to use his sight. He does not have issues with sight, even at his age. But I do want to encourage him to use as many of his senses as he can. You can't really tell from the video, but a couple months ago we had to remove 4 of his canine teeth. So Albert has a really hard time sometimes grabbing food items. So what I'm doing with this enrichment activity as well is encouraging him to use his natural ability of clawing at food, clawing at prey. Using those muscles, extending those muscles that he normally wouldn't use or hasn't used in a long time. So using his foot like that as a claw is something I'm trying to encourage and reward him for doing. Of course, the food is the natural reward, but this is a behavior that Albert is not used to doing, so it can be very challenging him at first. His natural tendency is to jam his face in there and grab it with his teeth, as you can see, but he does not have 4 canine teeth to grab onto the food. So encouraging him to use his leg to work his muscles is actually what I'm looking to do, which is this behavior right here, instead of just putting his face into it. So redirecting him and encouraging him and praising him. What I should have done at that moment is actually toss treat his way, toss another treat in his direction when he uses his paw. So that's another way that we can reinforce the behaviors that we want to see while they're using a new novel puzzle feeder like this.
There you go. Good boy. You got it, Bear. You got it. It's right there. It's right there. There you go. All right.
Again, we want to go back to what the cats would naturally be doing in the wild, which is repeating the 4 behaviors: hunting, eating, grooming, and sleeping. So when Albert wakes up after his nap, his little cat nap, we will repeat that again when he is ready. So we're repeating the cycle of hunt, eat, groom, sleep multiple times a day, because that is normal cat behavior in the wild, which is what we want to be providing in captivity with these foraging opportunities. And at this moment, Albert starts to lose interest, which is his choice. The cat always gets to choose when he or she is done with the enrichment activity. So when he wants to walk away, that's his choice. We just put the toy away. So with this foraging activity, Albert was able to complete 2 of the behaviors that cats would naturally perform in the wild multiple times a day. the hunting and the eating. And then he moves on to the grooming. So we have hunt, eat, groom, and then sleep.